Hey Aquarius. So the first day of Aquarius season, I had this crazy migraine, and it was all at the base of the head connected to the spinal cord, and it was like right underneath where the occipital lobe is. So basic neuroscience is that's what lobe connects to your eyes, so seeing. And then I've known a lot of people to get headaches this past week, or migraines at that. And so what I gather is that this season is asking us to see differently and to also rest our heads, rest our mind, because you being you sits with certain thoughts. You know, you sit with your thoughts, still air, and yet not everyone's capable of that all the time. So when your season hits, it's like this, almost like this standstill. Queen of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the High Priestess. This is a beautiful beginning to this month for you. So in order to be your most fiery self, or passionate self about what you love, it's important that you learn to, so the Queen of Wands can also represent a fire sign or a Leo in your life. So the Leo full moon, so this is what this is connecting for me. The Leo full moon this week is asking you to sit with what you are to leave behind, what you have put energy into, yet still need to leave behind, who you have put energy into, yet still need to leave behind, and sit with it. And connect with, there doesn't always need to be a reason why. Though you need to sit with it in order to make that decision. The Magician, Ace of Swords. So that you can clearly cut out the things that aren't meant to be on your table. So that you can clearly take the next pursuit of your life with ease and effervescence. Ooh, I haven't said that or heard that word in a while. This is about the whole picture. You being able to see clearly the whole picture that we've kind of been talking about. And a lot of majors coming out too, so know that that's okay. The Chariot and the Hierophant. Sorry. So your purpose comes through the pursuit of this intellectual space that is also very connected to what we're all learning and what you're beginning to learn with Saturn and Jupiter in your chart. I wanted to call this video Suit Up. And for those of you who know the show How I Met Your Mother, you know where that comes from. It's you suiting up to be, like, to sit in that space of knowing that you've been thinking about certain things for a while. Why? Well, here's why. Like, this month is going to show you why. Not exactly like, here, this is exactly it. This whole month is going to show you what's been happening and how all of the things you've been kind of, all of the things that you've been questioning, thinking about, gathering the past few, even the past year, past few months, this is kind of like where it's been leading up to. It's asking you to really sit with and ask yourself what is able to actually be transmuted into this next part of your purpose, and what like putting on this suit, how you drive that forward. Also, if there is a Sagittarius in your life, or maybe Sagittarius season showed you who needs to be cut off, what needs to be cut off. There could be a Cancer in your life or a Taurus that has, or even a Sagittarius who has brought this to your attention. And maybe it looks rather supportive, but also this also looks like you cutting out possibly a Cancer or a Taurus in your life, the Sun. So lots of majors. So you might be going through a very like darkest before the dawn, or you're really just needing to ask for help. Whoop. Card fell. The Empress, yeah. So lots of major arcanas. So basically, actually, it's not that basic. But thoroughly, this reading is very strong, very powerful, asking you to sit with all you're becoming and what you're trying to make here, what you are learning. And maybe it's Mercury also, the Mercury retrograde happening, asking you to kind of reshift, sit back, and then when the time comes, which will be probably mid-month, is for you to just keep going and clear out. And like, it's these principles that are coming together. So it's how you continue to create, as well as your purpose, what drives you, what keeps you going, and also the spiritual pursuit, all wrapping up together. So it's all becoming rather physical for you because you see it. And it's become it's illuminating. The sun, the Empress, is illuminating where you're needing to see yourself. That these specific archetypes want to keep moving with you. So by the end of the month, there'll be a lot more fast pace. And this month could go by fast for some of you, especially if you are in that, you are feeling you're really in that chariot position and you're just like, nothing can stop me right now, and you're just going. And you're kind of having fun with it, which is great. So having fun with it, and also having fun with the fact that, yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm finally seeing things clearly, because this big picture, it's taking, even in your own season, it's taking you out, taking you back, and giving you this clear perspective of like, this is everything that I've been thinking about. This is all the things, the questions that I've had. This is all of which I understand how this all connects now. And your season for you is like, yeah. By the end of the season is when everything's gonna start moving. So you're still in that contemplative, you may still be in this contemplative high priestess state. How do I wanna do this? How do I wanna figure this out? And yet by doing it and clearing up anything, so clearing up anything that's just unnecessary drama, unnecessary, just anything that's unnecessary, literally, just anything that's unnecessary, it just needs to go so you can focus on what you're doing, because the challenge you might face this month is making that, giving yourself that clear space, is giving yourself that room. And some people need to just be like, yo, you're just gonna have to be like, yo, I just need space right now. I just need space to move through so I can see myself, so I can have fun with it, so I can like suit up, and things are gonna just start moving. You just need a little space. And I know how we talked about space. We're gonna talk about space a lot with you. Space is like your forte, and we need to give you that room to roam freely in your mind. But that also has to do with your body. That also has to do with being able to be here. Right? That's what I think. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. Just say it simply. Like, it doesn't need to be this or that or a thing. You just gotta say it. No big deal. Like, you're just coming into, moving through this month is gonna feel like, what is it gonna feel like? Like an emergence, almost. It's not necessarily rebirth. It's just the movement comes from how much you're gonna clear the webs, and how much you're gonna connect. So everything that you do connect, everything else then becomes clear. And you're gonna take people with you. And it's time to like speak. By the end of the month, you're gonna wanna speak on this to maybe other people who probably need to hear it. So this month is very, very strong and powerful for you, and don't be afraid because it's totally your time and you're gonna be learning a lot. So last month you're the star, still continuing. This month it's just time to suit up a little. It's not about armor, a little bit, but more so being who you know you are, your authenticity. And we'll take a look at the cards so it becomes a little clearer for you. Information below to work with me, more to come on that. And thank you for being here. The month of love, as we say. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Aquarius. So you feel, so we're at the Leo full moon today by the time this is up, and I'm putting up the Leo video next. And why am I bringing that up? Well, the Queen of Wands in the beginning says to me that by this time, you're going to be ready to move forward from a lot of things that there's no rhyme or reason. It's just like you're growing and you see it a lot clearer now. You see and understand where you're at. And also this could be a part of your ego that you're leaving behind. So this really depends on the person, obviously, always does. But that's really a big key right now, is because when you are ready to feel things, you feel them at your height, right? So by this time, you're about to like, that's all overexposed where you can't keep going forward unless you'll be blind. So you kind of got to turn away from the sun right now. And that's kind of like the metaphor that I'm feeling for you. But it's this great, you're gaining wisdom from it. You're gaining wisdom that came to you probably back in Sagittarius season, but this could also be, yeah, I want to say that because High Priestess can be also Gemini. So like the eclipses really showed you something last 2 months ago, and now you're really ready to clear out the air, and you could be having to clear out some air with a Cancer or a Taurus, but this could also be about you understanding how you're seeing things and about your purpose and how that pertains to this wisdom that you're going to be able to apply physically. So what you're learning is, like, it comes up from the air, it comes into there, it seeps in, you're learning, and then you put it together, you clear out what's unnecessary, and here is more physical means. So you could really become very clear if you're someone wanting to pursue something new or a career. It's becoming very clear to you probably by mid-month, or by this time it's starting to. Again, obviously depends on the person. So also Leo here, Taurus here. So Taurus is also coming up strongly. So there could be love, greater love with the Taurus. And also just being seen as this very stern, not just stern, but like understanding of how your thoughts are really starting to mold and shape shift into like what your reality is becoming. And bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands. Could have put over there, but I wonder, now looking at it here, there's something you might need to speak up about in a way that's like easy. It's like just using that side of you that's like playful and easy and not getting too, again, wrapped up, and just kind of going for it. So lots of major arcana says that you're going through a time where you need to just learn to trust your instincts more in this season. And it's going to feel good. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of warmth happening. And there's going to be a lot of fast-paced movement by the end of the month for sure. And by Taurus season, you're going to start to reap more of the rewards from whatever you're moving towards at this point. And just be very certain, like, when you want to make this clear out, or whatever air you want to clear out, if that's what's happening. I do feel like there's a shift that's changing your entire life right now. So it could also be that you really, again, need that space to yourself. So you just need to make that clear with the people that, because there's a lot of people, so there might be just like lots of people surrounding you. You just might need that time to get here, to develop, to grow, to feel into the space even. Just allowing yourself to have it. You don't always have to, you know, you like your alone time. You're not ready to speak on certain things yet. You're still in that process. And like, this is also about not having to explain yourself right now either. Your actions and the way things are going to start to move by the end of the month and change by the end of the month are going to show what you've been doing. And it's just going to become very clear to you. Yeah. So this Leo full moon that's happening right now is very potent, and you can learn a lot from it. From where you're maybe not having enough fun or not being light enough, and where that needs to maybe shift in your life a little bit. And maybe leaning for support, but then asking for space in the ways that you need it, you know? It's very personal this month for a lot of people, even though it's not. But it's like Aquarius is self and other, so that's why it's so like that. It's just so centered around the self, but also at the same time, it's about what's best for everyone too. So if anything, it's about keeping it quiet right now and just honestly being like being like that elusive side of yourself. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. If you want to work with me one-on-one, information is below. That will be changing soon. I know I've been saying it, but it will be. And right now it's just my email. And yeah, have a great rest of your month. Happy birthday. I love you, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Aquarius.